This is the plaintiff, Amanda Gathers. She says she and the defendant have been friends for 12 years and they dated on and off. The guy is mad they're not together anymore. He's holding 2 large bins of arts and crafts items of hers, refuses to return them to her, and she's had it with all of his antics, so she's suing him for the $3,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Vincent Van Riper. He says the plaintiff kept saying she would pick up those glass bottles with glitter on them for months, but never did, and he got rid of the junk. She's the one who's mad he broke up with her. That's the only reason she's suing. And she's tripping if she thinks she's getting him to pay her $3,000 today. He's accused of throwing it away.
All parties, please raise your right hands. The People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Okay, Ms. Gathers, you're suing your former boyfriend for $3,000 for some arts and crafts business supplies that, according to you, he will not release to you. Tell me what happened here.
Okay, what happened was he and I have been friends prior to me dating him for like 12 years. And against my better judgment, being friends for 12 years, when his sister passed away, prior to my son passing away the year before.
I'm so sorry to both of you.
Thank you. Yeah, he called, was like, my sister passed away. You know, he was my good friend for all those years. We should have never dated. Against my better judgment, I did. Make a long story short, once my son passed, I went back to North Carolina, and that's when, I'll say about a couple of months later, he called me and said, sister passed. He was like, I need you. He came and picked me and my daughter up, whom she's 15. I adopted her when she was 6 months. And he uprooted us.
Uprooted you? Wait, what do you mean he uprooted you?
He was like, I need you. So I was like, all right. He was like, I want to come and get you.
Well, you decided then that you and your daughter would move to where? New Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay. Decision. All right. And when you moved to New Jersey, you took your arts and crafts business. Explain that. What is the arts and crafts that we're talking about?
Okay. So the arts and craft business, prior to him picking me up, when my son passed, I had got back into my crafts and stuff because that's what helped me. So when he, once I got up there with his sister's funeral, he was like, I want you to stay. Let's build a relationship. I was like, okay. We did that. So we was making a family. So he took me back to North Carolina to pick up the rest of my things. That's when my arts and crafts came to his presence. So while we were living together, I built a house, built a home, fixed up his home, cleaned it up. And, things just wasn't right. So we didn't match as lovers. So we decided to, we don't match. All right, but we're still friends. I'm like, okay, just because we don't match as lovers, we're so cool as friends. Go back to being friends, but he couldn't do that. So make a long story short, he wanted me out, and I had my 15-year-old daughter. I'm like, where do I go? Okay, I'll get out. So I packed all my things, not knowing where I was going to go, put it all on his porch, and I had to find somewhere to go, and I left in February.
All right. And then, but you left behind the arts and crafts supplies?
What happened is when he tortured me so badly at his home, he got his sister to come.
Wait, how did he torture you?
Okay. So once he realized we could no longer have a relationship, I started sleeping in the living room on my pull-out bed. So I had to send my daughter to my other daughter's house because he was so mean that it was winter. He would open up the door knowing I'm laying on the floor in a blow-up bed. He opened up the door. He took all the burners so I couldn't cook. He took the garbage can. He took the microwave out. He took everything out to torture me.
Were you paying rent?
No.
Were you working?
No.
All right. So you move out in February of 2021. And where do you go?
Actually, I started just sleeping at my sister's house for a week, my best friend Amanda's house. My name is Amanda too. Her house for a week. I really didn't have nowhere to go. I was homeless.
For how long?
Was I homeless?
Yeah.
A month.
And then what did you do?
So a miracle happened. My daughter's father called me, was like, hey, I need you to help me take care of my mom, who I'm at her house right now. She lost her mind. So that's what I agreed to do. It gave me shelter.
Okay.
It gave me my daughter somewhere to live.
Okay.
I don't want to.
All right. So let me ask you this. Why did you leave your supplies behind?
When he told me to leave or whatever, I was like, I don't have a car. I don't have anyone. I don't have anything. Just give me time. And then he brought his sister there, telling me to get out. They wanted to evict me illegally. So I sent my daughter, my baby girl, to my daughter's house. So I was like, I'll just suffer through this until I just find where I can go. So then that's when my daughter's father called me.
Right.
And I was like, good.
No,
right.
but that's not my question. My question is, though, why did you leave your arts and class? You didn't have
nowhere.
Okay, so where'd you put all the other stuff that
place
you took out of there?
To storage. It's still in storage.
Okay, so why didn't you take the arts and crafts stuff there?
Because he did not allow me in the house. When I got there, all my stuff was in the hall. I knew my 2 bins was in the closet. So when I realized he didn't give me my bins, I banged on the door. I have witnesses. They were all there. Banged on the door, like, Vinny, my bins are in the thing. He would not come to the door. He did not answer. I called his phone. He did not answer me. I guess that's his way of torturing me. But I just left because I had a trip to go to in Texas the next day. So we put everything in storage. I left. When I came from Texas, I called him. I'm like, when can I get my stuff? Are you home? I just now rented another U-Haul. He knows I don't have a car. I don't have nothing. So I rented another U-Haul because he told me I can come and get it. So I called him. I'm like, I got the U-Haul. Can I come? He was like, I'm not home. I'm at the racetrack. I rented this U-Haul. You told me I could come. So that was then.
What's going on, Mr. Van Ripper? Where is the stuff she's talking about, the supplies, and what are the supplies?
Text messages.
Mr. Van Ripper.
She left some liquor bottles that were decorated with glitter and paint and stuff on them. I had no idea they was left in there. When she came to get all her stuff, I thought she had all her stuff.
She says that she was knocking on the door right then, that she was knocking on the door right then to tell you there were 2 more bins. Is that not true?
She was banging on my door and kicking on my door, so I did not want to open the door for her.
But hadn't she just been in there moving everything out?
No, when she said she was coming, I started putting it in the hallway for her.
Okay, so that she doesn't even have to come to your apartment. So you're taking it into the common areas of your building so that you don't have to open up to her. And then she knocks on the door because she says there's 2 things missing, but you don't want to open up because she's banging on the door and kicking the door. So do you call the police that day, Ms. Gathers, and say, I have 2 more things?
No,
okay.
I didn't
So
call
now
the police.
you guys according to her, she makes arrangements with you several times to pick it up. What's your answer to that, Mr. Van Ripper?
She said she was coming a couple of times. I would make arrangements to be there.
No,
she wouldn't come, wouldn't call. I had plans with my friends to go places. I wouldn't do that. I would come to the house and try to meet her. She would never come and never call. And then after that day, she said she's going to come. It'd be like a month later that I hear from her again, or weeks and stuff later, like, when are you coming to get this stuff? Like,
do you have any texts between you and her that would show what you're saying?
No, I don't have any text.
Here are the texts that she submits. Will you be home in the morning? You answer at 4:30 in the morning the next day. No. She writes to you again a week later. Hey, can you let me know when I can get my stuff? And you say tomorrow morning at 11. And then she says, okay, I have to find out about a ride. How about 12:30 or 1:30 when Wawa get off work? Let me know.
Right.
Okay, that's the 21st. And then did you get your court papers? What happened on April 21st?
So
Ms. Gathers, you tell me what you say happened, and then I'll ask you, Mr. Van Ripper. Go ahead.
Okay.
So the 21st, when I called him, he was like, I threw it out. So
What do you mean? He's asking you, wait. You're saying, okay, I have to find out about a ride. And he says, okay. So he hadn't thrown it out on the 21st. He's saying, okay.
No, he didn't. No. What happened is I called after I found the ride. Okay. This is our phone conversation. I said, I got a truck. Are you home? He was like, no, I'm at the racetrack down in South Jersey.
Okay, but you had a plan to go between 12:30 and 1:30. So why didn't you just go between 12:30 and 1:30?
Because he was at the racetrack.
Okay. Are you saying that you went and he said, don't go, I'm not there?
I called him to let him. I called him. I was like, we're on our way. He was like, I'm not home.
At what time did you call him?
Around the same time, about when I told him, how about 12:30, 1:30? I called him maybe a little after 1:30. And I was like, yeah, we on our way because I rented a U-Haul. My sister rented the U-Haul for me.
Right, but you were supposed to be there 12:30 or 1:30.
Right. And when I called him to let him know we was on our way, he was like, I'm not there.
Okay.
I'm down in he said, I'm down at the racetrack.
So, Mr. Van Ripper, what is your answer to what she just said? She said that you had a plan. She was supposed to be there at 12:30 or 1:30. I'm sorry, Miss Gathers, please don't talk while I'm talking.
I'm sorry.
And that you went to the racetrack instead of being there after having said okay. What is your answer to that?
That's a lie.
Okay.
That's a lie. I waited for her to come and get her stuff. I waited till after 4:30, 5 o'clock.
And she hadn't come to pick up her stuff yet?
No.
Do you have a phone record that would show me when you called him on the 21st, Ms.?
Yeah, I submitted it.
No, you don't have a phone record. I've got the text you submitted.
I can get the phone record, but no, I didn't know I needed it.
Well, yeah. I don't know that you need it either. It only helps you if it shows what time you called him and that it was during the specified time, because you guys are, is your sister a witness?
No.
Okay. I just want my business, arts, and crafts. You say July 19th. You are welcome. You should not have thrown it out. I'm missing my bag with my hanging lamp, curtains, and things. I'll just file for that, too. So she moved out in February, right, Mr. Van Ripper?
Yes.
Right. So why are the only texts I'm seeing, Ms. Gathers, of you making an effort to pick up something that you left there 60 days earlier in April? And those texts don't show that he did something wrong. They show that there was a plan, and then there's just nothing else.
Right. The phone I have now is not the phone I had then. That's the other phone shows, and my daughter's a witness.
Okay, let me hear from your daughter. Is your daughter a witness right now?
Okay.
Let me hear from your daughter.
Yes.
Go ahead. How old's your daughter?
She's 15.
Okay. Okay, my dear. Can you raise your right hand, please?
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. What's your name?
Shabria.
Okay. What do you know about this case? Just what your mother tells you, or did you actually witness any conversations between them?
Yes, I did between when it first started, because there was a situation where I had left the door unlocked and he had to call my mom telling her like Bree had left the door unlocked and he want us to go. Like, you guys need to go because I had left the door unlocked. So he was telling my mom, well, y'all need to go. Y'all need to go. And had kicked my little cousin out too that day. So when he was telling my mom to go, mom said, we don't have anywhere to go right now. Like, we don't have nowhere to go. And my mom ended up sending me to my sister's house for about 3 months so she got back on her feet. And he told my mom that she has to the end of February to get all her stuff and get out.
Okay. And you moved out when?
January 20th, I had left.
Mr. Van Ripper, what happened between you two? Like, what caused the breakup between you two? What was the problem?
She stayed out all night. That's what caused the breakup.
Okay.
It's just I couldn't take that, her being there with me, and you think you're going to live like that on me, you know what I mean? You're not going to do that to me.
How often was she staying out all night?
She stayed out that one time. It only take one time for me.
Okay. All right. And were you getting along before then?
A little bit, yeah. We wasn't arguing or fighting or nothing really, like, you know what I mean? She didn't start sleeping on the floor until after that.
Okay.
And the living room floor until after that.
Okay. So what did you end up doing with the, you can go ahead and put your mom back on. Thank you. What did you end up doing with the arts and crafts stuff?
I threw it out. I threw it away.
And you threw it away?
I got rid of it because it was by my front door inside my apartment.
For how long?
And I just got rid of it because she wasn't coming to get it.
Okay.
She kept saying she'll come, and then she wouldn't come.
Okay. All right.
And then it'd be months. It'd be months before I hear from her again talking about some arts and crafts stuff. I'm like, girl, I didn't think you even wanted that stuff.
Okay. Now, according to him, it's just some bottles with some glitter, discarded liquor bottles with glitter. And according to you, it's worth $3,000. How are you assessing the value of this to be $3,000, Ms. Gathers?
I sent you every picture of every bottle, handcrafted. Okay. I sent all the pictures. It's not just glitter. When my son passed away, this is my business. When my son passed away, this is what got me through. I created so much art.
So why did you leave that behind?
No, what happened was The day I got all my stuff, he never allowed me in the house. So he had to slid all my stuff in the hall, I was not allowed back in the house. I knew 2 of those bins was in that closet.
Why didn't you just call the police? I know, but why didn't you just call the police then so that you can get to it?
Because I don't deal with cops.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just don't.
All right. Fine.
It's sad to say, but I don't.
Okay. So
I don't call cops on people.
Okay. Well, if he's supposed
I should have.
Okay. I'm going to need you to stop talking and listen. I'm going to need you to stop talking and listen. In order for me to order him to pay $3,000 to you, many things have to happen. Number one, you have to prove to me it's worth $3,000. But number two, the biggest thing you've got going against you is that you moved out in February, and the first text you can show me, and you're explaining to me, well, it was another phone and blah, 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 but you could call your carrier and get them. And you didn't call your carrier and get them, those original texts. You don't have any texts that show that you made any effort between February and April to pick them up. After 30 days, it's really considered abandoned property. And yet in April, he's making a plan for you to come by. And I don't see you texting, I can't believe you're not going to be there. We had a plan. I don't see anything. I just see a ghost. And then now I see you filing a suit for $3,000. I'm sorry, based on these facts, I'm not going to order him to pay you that. I find that the property was abandoned, and I'm ruling in favor of the defendant.
No, it wasn't abandoned. It was not abandoned. Vinny, God will get you. God will get you, Vinny.
Well, the plaintiff fails to get $3,000 from the defendant. Mr. Van Ripper?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
It's just crazy. I don't know. Like, wow. All I could say is wow. Like, I gave her every chance.
She said you were torturing her, tried to torture her. Do you think that way?
No,
why'd she
tried to torture me in my own house. I had to go to war with that girl in my own house. Like, she started trying to vacuum at 2:30 in the morning, knowing I got to get up and go to work and stuff. Like, no. So I had to shut off all the power in the house, shut off the refrigerator, everything. Everything was shut off. So it was like I had to go to war with this girl just to try to get her out, like, seriously.
Well, I guess you're glad that at this point she's out of your life, right?
Yes, sir. Very glad.
All right. Ms. Gathers, let me ask you something. You're not going to get the $3,000. The judge said you abandon it. What's your reaction to that?
My reaction is I will get my $3,000 and more in the spiritual realm. He got away with this, and you know what I'm saying? Money is nothing. I just wanted this case to be heard. I know the truth. God knows the truth. My child and everybody that helped me move out that was there that night when he wouldn't open the door know this truth. Listen, it's just water under the bridge. I hope whatever he did and whatever he feel he walked away with will be worth his life long run. I'm good. God is good. The spirits will haunt him. He's a lonely, miserable man, and everything he said is a lie. Period. I'm good.
All right, Ms. Gathers. Harvey?
So, Doug, this is a case that really comes down to the issue of abandonment. And that's what this is about. When is property abandoned? You should know it varies from state to state, and in some cases, even city to city. If you want to know what the rules are for abandonment where you live, just go online, check your city, and also check your state.
So what are the exact rules for movers when they get to your home and they want the money before they take the stuff off the truck? We said we'd pay you as soon as you take it off, and they said no. Next thing you know, we had to end up paying them $300 more. So, Marilyn, you've had cases like this.
I have. I've had a lot of cases like that, and I usually movers will have a contract, and that's an industry that knows to have a contract, and then the contract might actually say when you've got to finish paying, because they don't want to move everything into your new place, and then you say,
they get stiff.
Ha ha ha, psych.
Well, yeah, they get stiff.
Right. They don't want to. They don't want that to happen. So
they've
some of
gotten
them
bit by that dog a number of times, and they're super careful in that game. They can't afford to not.
We have like a nasty habit of moving our own stuff. Which everyone always makes fun of us.
All the time. Where I grew up, if you had a pickup truck or a van, you were going to be the guy who was going to help people move.
I don't like people touching my stuff. I
still do it.
I feel like things are going to be broken
they break stuff.
No, they're not worth that much, but they're worth a lot to me. Bash the wall. Get out of my. I just don't. So unless we have like big stuff to move, that's when I hire movers.
But I got to tell you, one of my favorite bumper stickers I saw on a pickup truck one time in Miami. This guy's driving in front of me, and it says, "Yes, it's my truck. No, I can't help you move." So,